Welcome to this explainer. I am so glad you're here with us today. We're going to take a bit of a cosmic journey together. We'll start right here with the small, everyday frustrations of our daily lives, and then we're going to zoom all the way out to the freezing, distant edges of the universe before traveling right back to where you are sitting right now. So, take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's explore. So, have you ever felt like the world is just way too big and you are just too small? It's a pretty profound question, isn't it? I mean, maybe you're navigating the pressures of school, trying to figure out your friendships, or, just looking at the news and feeling completely overwhelmed by the whole shebang. It's so easy to feel like a tiny speck floating in this giant, chaotic space. But what if looking at things on a massive cosmic scale could actually bring you peace? Well, let's dive into this. Section 1. The Grand Cosmic Glitch. There is this group of thinkers called feminist solarities, and they suggest we stop looking at our problems as bugs that need to be fixed, but rather as glitches. And there's a big difference. You see, a glitch isn't a mistake. It actually means a system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, but it's cracking under extreme pressure. Kind of like the stress of a world focused on buying way too much or moving way too fast. So if you feel overwhelmed, you aren't broken. You're just operating in a world that's glitching. They actually put it like this. A glitch has appeared in the reproduction of life. If you're 10, 12, or 15 years old right now, you are growing up in a world filled with just wild, unprecedented change and uncertainty. When you feel that friction, that anxiety about the future, you are just experiencing this systemic glitch. It's a shared experience that we all feel. It is absolutely not a personal failure. Section 2. Ancient Echoes of Sorrow. If we zoom out of it from our modern glitches, we see this incredibly rich history of thinkers who noticed the exact same thing. Back in the 5th century BCE, the Buddha taught that existence is full of suffering simply because nothing lasts forever. Over in ancient China, Zhuangzi noted that what we call progress is often just an illusion. And from Greek philosophers all the way to Arthur Schopenhauer in 19th century Europe, thinkers all over the globe have looked around and pretty much agreed. Existence is just really difficult sometimes. There's this Buddhist concept called dukkha, which perfectly describes this built-in unsatisfactoriness to life. And honestly, understanding this is a massive relief. Feeling stressed by life's glitches isn't a sign that you failed or that you're doing something wrong. It is literally a historically natural, built-in part of being human. Section 3. The Unthinkable Universe. Now, philosopher Eugene Thacker introduces an idea called Cosmic Pessimism. I know, it sounds super gloomy, but it's actually about looking at a world without us. It asks us to look out at the incredibly vast, deep space of the universe and realize it is completely indifferent to our existence. The cosmos really doesn't care about a bad day at work, a failed math test, or even human history itself. Think about this massive shift in perspective for a second. On one side, our human point of view is entirely focused on our daily glitches and personal struggles. But on the other side, the unhuman orientation looks at deep space, deep time, and our own primordial insignificance. Scaling our perspective up to the size of a galaxy drastically shrinks those daily problems right down. This indifferent universe completely exceeds our human capacity to understand it. When we realize the cosmos is impossibly vast and totally unbothered by us, our everyday anxieties suddenly look incredibly small. There is this strange, quiet comfort in knowing the universe is just out there, doing its own majestic, chaotic thing. Section 4. Science of the End. Astrophysicists actually tell us a story of deep time that is fascinatingly unhuman. Step 1. The cosmic expansion of the universe is accelerating. Step 2. Because of this, galaxies that were once close to each other are receding over the horizon, eventually falling completely out of contact. And Step 3. As the expansion continues, intergalactic gas dilutes, and galaxies are slowly starved of the resources they need to form new stars. So the universe as we know it is slowly drifting apart into an eternal winter. We also face limits to our own control right here on Earth. Like, if humans try to use radical space engineering to save ourselves, say building massive planetary shields to block out the sun, we could accidentally freeze our own oceans, creating an artificial snowball Earth. Scientists call these massive hurdles a great filter. Our technology is definitely powerful, but the cosmos is infinitely greater, and our control, well, it's often just an illusion. Section 5. The Universe Within You. But here's the thing.
the future doesn't have to be purely bleak, and it doesn't have to be impossibly bright either. It is fiercely ambivalent. It exists in a state of what thinkers call metastability. Think of it like a tightly coiled spring, just full of wild, hidden potential waiting to be activated. The universe isn't just an empty void, it is a spark.
We've set up this massive gap throughout our journey today, right? The individual, a tiny, vulnerable speck dealing with daily glitches, and the universe, a vast, infinite, indifferent existence. But what if these two things aren't actually separated all at all? Let's explore an ultimate cosmic twist from ancient philosophy that bridges this massive gap beautifully. In the ancient Indian texts called the Upanishads, it says, "The wise man knows that all beings are identical with his self, and his self is the self of all beings." This ancient wisdom was actually super admired by Erwin Schrödinger, one of the founders of modern quantum physics. It introduces a core concept known as tattva dumasi, which translates to "thou art that." So what does "thou art that" actually mean for you? It means you are the world in miniature. In this philosophy, your inner self, your soul, is completely identical to the ultimate universal reality. You shouldn't fear the vast, indifferent cosmos because you literally are the cosmos. The universe isn't just out there in deep space, it is within you. Every atom in your body was forged inside a dying star. Section 6. Questions for the stars. Listen to this idea for a second. If the universe is vast and entirely indifferent to our small mistakes, doesn't that give you the ultimate freedom? Your cosmic insignificance doesn't have to be a sad thing. It can be a massive relief. The universe isn't judging you for saying the wrong thing at lunch or failing a test. You are completely free to create your own meaning, your own art, and your own joy in the time you have. I want you to think about this the next time you feel overwhelmed at school, at home, or with your friends. The next time you encounter a glitch and your world feels like it's spinning way too fast, can you use this cosmic zoom-out technique? Can you pause, take a deep breath, and remember the billions of galaxies spinning quietly in the dark, and just let that vastness shrink your anxiety down to a manageable size? And finally, I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. If you are the universe, and everyone around you is the universe too, how will you treat the world today? When you look at your family, your classmates, or even a total stranger, you're looking at another beautiful piece of the cosmos. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Go out there, embrace the glitch, and always remember the stars within you.